So at this point, you did really good, and you could say you're done. You could just shove your game pieces in a Ziploc and walk away. But I want to make it a little more exciting, so I'm going to give you two options. One is still pretty easy, and that is to just move your pieces for storage to the middle, and you could just gather everything up and shove a rubber band on it. Boom, it's in a cute little pouch. But I'm going to show you the harder way to make it really, really super adorable. And that is, we are going to take our yarn that I think will look best with it. And I'm going to do a black yarn, and I have pink ribbon. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a big enough needle to shove yarn through. You can see this is one heavy duty needle here. And what we're going to do, if you've ever crocheted the top on a towel, we're going to take that concept, double this really long, hopefully I pull it long enough, and we're going to get our yarn doubled long enough to go, if you were to lay it, all the way around. So want it to be too short after all this effort. Okay, so I have it doubled, and it's long enough to go all the way around the board. And I'm going to go ahead and snip that thread, and what we're going to do is pick a corner right next to a corner, and I'm going to go into the project, and you're going to want to grab a thimble probably because this is thick, and we're going to pull all the way doubled to the end. I'm going to go ahead and tie that off. We're basically stitching to our checkerboard. I'm going to double knot that somewhat loosely so that we have something we can come back around and crochet with. Okay, so I'm going to come from the back about a pinky's width away, is that like a ½ an inch? And we're going to do that all the way around. I'll show you a few more stitches. So you can see it's real fun to have this much excess yarn, but I wanted to make sure I have enough. Like that. So don't pull it as tight as you can. Make sure you're going to be coming back around, and you need to be able to put a crochet hook in there. So once again, pinky's width, about ½ an inch apart. I'll show you how we round the corner. Once again, not too tight. And we're coming up on this corner, so I'm going to go just halfway around it. So nothing fancy, just rounding the corner. Okay, so I'm going to do this all the way around the entire project, and I'll come back here and show you how we go from there. So we've gone all the way around, and you can see that's pretty cute, just like that is. That's a nice little finishing stitch right there. And I've left right next, I'm going to have one, this is where I started, and I'm going to do one more stitch that where you can see the last final stitch. And I wanted to point out, even though my thread is doubled, these loops are a single yarn thickness. It's not multiple strands there. So I did that last one, and what we're going to do is pull the string off of the needle, and we're going to go back to our crochet hook. I go in to this first, it basically forms a loop because we stitched into the fabric, and I'm going to wrap around, and I'm going to go right through it, and then I'm going to do it one more time because that first was just getting it started. And now I'm going to do a chain, and then I'm going to go into each. I'm going to use the hook to grab it each time, and I'm going to go into, you know what, come around this way so you can get a better angle. So I'm going to go grab with the hook and go in each time, wrap around and pull back through, just like crocheting. It is crocheting. And I'm going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to do that in each one of these. Grab, single crochet. I'll show you the corner, but I'm going to do this all the way around. And if you pulled it too tight, like I obviously did for that stitch, you're going to have fun. So in the corners, this is the corner stitch. I'm actually going to put not 1, but 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And that is going to help us turn the corner. And then every other one. So every single corner on here, we're going to put 3 in there, but everything else is just 1 single crochet. So I'll come back when I'm back here again. I forgot to mention, you can see we're about to run out of yarn, so all you're going to do is tie together your 2 ends, and you're going to hide that thread. I'm going to double knot it because I like to double knot things. So tear it apart and fuzz it a little, and you're going to hide this as you're going around. So I've gone all the way around with my single crochet, and I want to make sure and warn you to make sure you do it loosely, otherwise it'll all start to suck in on itself. So do it loosely, and I'm here to join to the first stitch I just did. My last one. Once again, here's our string so we know where we are, and we're going to go in and do one last single crochet. I'll pull that to the side so we can hide that. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch. So that completes that round. And now what we're going to do is basically make room for our ribbon to come around. And we're going to chain 2. And we're going to do a double crochet in this first hole here. And we're going to keep trying to hide that thread as we move across. Now we're going to chain 2 again. Hiding that thread. And we're going to skip one of the spaces and do a double crochet in the next one. So you can see that leaves us a nice space. This is what we're going to weave our ribbon through to make this close up like a bag. Now when we get to corners, you're going to find the stitch that is most in line with the corner, which is this one. And in every single corner, what we're going to do is 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 more double crochet. And that's just going to give us a nice square corner on the end. And then we're going to go to the next space and put in a double crochet. And after this, it's going to get repetitive. Just like right before that corner, what we're going to do is chain 2, skip 1 space, and put in a double crochet. And that is what we're going to do all the way to the next corner. So chain 2, skip a space, double crochet. So keep doing that. Chain 2, skip a space, double crochet in the next hole until you get to the corner. And remember, every corner you're going to do a double crochet, and then you get to the corner and you're going to do 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, and another double crochet in the next hole, just to make that. You can go back and watch that step for the corner if you need to. But I'll come back when I'm here. So we're coming up to the end of this row. As you can see, we've got all these nice spaces, and once again, we were very loose with our crochet. And, you know, there's no exact number that I counted, so we're going to, you know, skip this one and go right in here. And you just want to make sure it looks flat. So I'm going to go ahead and crochet 2 and connect to where I started. So 1 more row to go, and then we'll weave our ribbon. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet in every space all the way around, except for our corners. When we get to a corner, which your corners have this nice little diamond shape to point them out. When you get to a corner, you're going to go into the diamond shape, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then keep moving on. So all the way around, 1 single crochet in every space, except for in the corners where we're going to do 3. So I went all the way around and I have a single crochet in each space and 3 in each corner. And I'm going to join to our first one, go in and go through both. And we're going to cut that. And that's going to tie it off. We're going to fuzz the end. And we're just going to take this in and out of the project to hide it. You'll never know it was there until it pops up later in life. And then our last step is we're going to take our ribbon and weave it in and out. I'd love to see any of these if anyone does this. If you just want to post a video or a picture of your project, that would make me super happy. And what we're going to do is, starting on a corner, we're going to go in, and we're going to go in and out at every single spot. So we'll come back in a minute when I've got it woven through. Okay, so I've taken the ribbon all the way around and I'm meeting back up at the end here. And I'm going to go ahead and tie it in a knot. Making sure that I don't make everything messed up, because we want your checkerboard to always lay flat because we're going to be playing on this thing. So I'm doing that first one, making sure I don't pull it too tight, and then I'm going to go back in and that'll actually pull it too tight. What did I warn us about? There we go. Okay, once you've got that knotted, you can just cut that if you want, but I'm going to tie it into a cute little bow. And double knot it. As kids are going to be playing with this, we don't want it to get messed up. Okay. Angled. Now here comes the best part, and this is so cute, you're not even going to want to play checkers. Your little girl's just going to want to use it like this. To store the game, when you're done playing, grab on the corner with the bow and the opposite corner, and you're going to pull, and it makes an adorable little purse.